Come, let us meditate like a Jedi after reciting a concise meditation manual. If you wish to recite with me, join me on the tube app. From an evolutionary perspective, stress is anything that circumstantially, physically, interpersonally, or mentally inhibits our ability to survive and thrive as a species. We evolved a collection of survival instincts to endure our stressors. These are fine when used sparingly, but since the Neolithic Revolution, we as a species have been forced to overuse them. Enslaved by the fleeting short-term pleasures of our dopamine-oriented reward system, we have become defined by our controlling tendencies, and as such, overfocus, overanalyze, and overbelieve to such a degree that we exhaust our dorsolateral and medial prefrontal cortex, which triggers our amygdala, the seat of anxiety and aggression, causing cowardice, competition, and cruelty to be the guiding light by which we needlessly squander our brief human lives. The fulfillment for which we yearn could only be delivered by our oxytocin-oriented system that rewards for cooperation and kindness. This meaningful path has 8 folds. Let us forsake the exhausting habit of actively fighting against our autonomic nervous system. Okay, now this is the one I want to do a quick edit, so bear with me. Let's see, our autonomic nervous system. The hardware of our Buddha nature. And instead, cooperate with it. Let's make sure this fits on the page okay. Because text ain't no fun when it can't be seen. Let's continue. So let's forsake the exhausting habit of actively fighting against our autonomic nervous system, the hardware of our Buddha nature, and instead, with it cooperate by silently and mentally reciting the verb watch. Every time we feel our chest swell as we inhale, and by silently and mentally reciting the verb rest. Each time we feel our chest subtly sink as gently we exhale. Come, let us explore how this works. During each inhalation, spontaneous and uncontrived, the sympathetic nervous system centered in the middle bit of our spinal cord is already wired to vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, fleetingly watch our perceptions. The sights, sounds, sensations, flavors, and scents of the 4 bases of mindfulness: the circumstantial, physical, interpersonal, and mental, including our abilities to emote, intend, reason, recall, and imagine, instead of indulging our controlling tendencies to shove at circumstantial danger, physical pain, interpersonal scorn, and mental shame, as well as reach for circumstantial safety, physical bliss, interpersonal praise, and mental fame. Let us choose to be vulnerable to all that we experience. And I'm going to capitalize the word all because I'm funny that way. To all that we experience, from the external to the internal, from the physical to the mental, from the pleasurable to the painful, from the interesting to the boring, from the glorious to the grotesque. What are we to do with all that we watch? Simple. With every exhalation, the top bit and bottom bit of that same spinal cord, known as our parasympathetic nervous system, is already wired to rest in such a manner that which we noticed during our previous inhalation could fleetingly feel less stressful, less permanent, less defining, and even as non-graspable as a vast empty void, like the illusion of the infinite azure sky on a bright and beautiful cloudless morn, which, although could look tantalizing to the eye, could feel non-graspable to the hand. Until, of course, the next inhalation, when the cycle begins afresh, like the ticking pendulum of a grandfather clock. Forever we watch and rest. The acquisition of a new skill could make us anxious and even feel that we, like Rip Van Winkle, could sit to meditate only to open our eyes and find that a century has passed us. The century has passed us by. So, quick like a bunny, I'm going to do an edit because ostensibly that's who I roll. 1, 2, oopsie, let's go back. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and convert this to an 18-point bit. Let's see if that fits the page. It has. Excellent. Some have found that the best way to non-neurotically time our meditation is to practice a variation of Bengali crease counting. It could take less than 1 minute to count 16 inhalations by touching the tip of our right thumb to the creases and tips of its little ring, middle, and index fingers. It could take more than 20 minutes to count 16 sets of 16 inhalations each by touching the tip of our left thumb to the creases and tips of its little ring, middle, and index finger. Fingers plural, of course. It could take more than an hour to count 3 collections of 16 sets of 16 inhalations each by using the tip of our middle finger. Let's see, get myself situated here. By using the tip of our middle finger to support our right middle finger's larger lower knuckle, then support its middle knuckle, and then support its very small upper knuckle, all while resting both hands in our lap. Remember, that which at first feels awkward could be mastered if practiced every 12 hours for a week or so. As we sit and breathe and watch and rest, all that we notice could effortlessly come to feel impermanent, evanescent, and utterly subject to change. The more we sit and breathe and watch and rest, the more our angry and aggressive amygdala is calmed. And the more our empathetic anterior cingulate gyrus is gently stimulated, so marinating our experiences of the 4 bases of mindfulness that mentally our intentions are spontaneously kinder. Interpersonally, our utterances are naturally kinder. Physically, our conduct is automatically kinder. And circumstantially, our commerce is impulsively kinder. Thus forging a heaven on earth, eventually a peaceful death, and an auspicious rebirth, if there is such a thing. The more we sit and breathe and watch and rest, the more we automatically experience the effortless effort, or wu wei, that comes not from calculated contrivance, nor from wild scatteredness, but from love's deeply centered spontaneity. Let us transcend our elitist conditioning and consider the possibility that enlightenment is merely mastery of this eightfold path. As children, the skills to use the toilet, brush our teeth, tie our shoes, and ride a bike felt insurmountable. And yet, with time and effort and tears, we so mastered these skills that we could perform them spontaneously, habitually, easily, and effectively. Enlightenment's eightfold path is effortless. Perhaps that is why that in the second to final passage of his discourse on the four bases of mindfulness, the Buddha explained that one could master this path in as little as 7 days. So, once every 12 hours or so, may we sit and breathe and watch and rest. Having completed our opening recitation, let us take a moment to shift gears. It is Obi-Wan Kenobi Wednesday mid-morning. Let us meditate like a Jedi after approximately 30 seconds of housekeeping. This is the Dzogchen Sende Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. For more than 30 years, I have harnessed my autistic special interests as well as my ADHD hyperfocus to spend about 8 hours a day, almost every day, studying, practicing, mastering, and reverse engineering the teachings and techniques of each school of meditation so that I can become your personal, nerdy, neurodivergent guide to nirvana. Welcome, my friends, to meditate like a Jedi, which is made possible due to the generosity of viewers just like you. For the remainder of this mid-morning live stream, let us rest and watch. Let us watch. Take two. Let us sit and breathe and watch and rest. And you're not in this by yourself. The moment you have a specific question about Buddhist or Taoist philosophy or meditation, do not hesitate to type your question in great detail in the chat window, for I do check for questions sporadically. I would like very much to recite the 10th poem of the Tao Te Ching. If you'd like to recite with me, join me on the tube app. Can your mind rest from its wandering and keep its original oneness? Can you let your body become supple as a newborn child's? Can your inner vision settle until you see nothing but the light? Can you love people and guide them without imposing your will? Can you deal with the most vital matters by letting events take their course? Can you step back from your own mind and thus understand all things? Whoops, I made a mistake. I apologize for that. Let's see if I can't fix that bad boy. Can your mind rest from its wandering and keep to the original oneness? Could you let your body become supple as a newborn child's? Could your inner vision settle until you see nothing but the light? Could you love people and guide them without imposing your will? Could you deal with the most vital matters by letting events take their course? Could you step back from your mind, from your own mind, and thus understand all things? Giving birth and nourishing, having without possessing, acting with no expectations, leading and not trying to control, this is the supreme virtue. You have taken your first step into a much larger world. If you feel that I have earned it, you could give this live stream a thumbs up. You could even help support this channel. In approximately 3¼ hours, I would very much like to return to lead today's third recitation and meditation. And if you are as geeky as me, may the Force be with you always.